There is a story about a guy that won the lottery 14 times.
14 times.
Yeah. Millionaire is amazing because we have this feature of secure your jackpot, right?
Yeah. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Millionaire Podcast. With us, I have someone very special for today's episode with a very interesting and exciting topic. We have Mr. Rav C. Martin with us. He's one of 3 lotto game designers in the world, and he's here with us to share everything you need to know about lotteries. He's here to share all insights about Millionaire and the green initiative behind it, Oasis Park. Thank you, Mr. Rav.
Hello, Maradona. It's amazing to be here for another podcast. I always love it when I see you and we can talk about interesting topics.
Yes.
And
today's topic almost feels like a film, feels like an adventure, and feels like a topic straight out of a novel. Buying the lottery, the man who bought the odds.
yeah, that's an interesting topic. And to be honest, I mean, when I read about the topic for today's podcast, I was like, yeah, that's interesting. That's because it's more like a nice story. It sounds amazing. But it's real, right?
Wow.
And it's coming from the idea that we all can manipulate the lottery by having strategies.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we talked about podcasts before where like the odds of winning and different strategies, and we're always saying buy a ticket, play the same numbers,
And people that who actively do it on YouTube.
and YouTube people, or calculating all these kind of things. But there is a story about a guy that won the lottery 14 times.
14 times.
Yeah, I mean even the bigger ones. I mean, not that. And
Wow.
always the jackpots.
Wow.
Right. And I want to talk a little bit, like with you actually, about this guy.
Okay.
And his name was Stefan Mandel,
Okay.
actually. I hope I said it right, but as far as I remember, yeah. And so what the guy did is like a very, I would say, like clear and organized method. And I just want to tell you about this. How
it
he
sounds
did,
very
okay?
interesting. I'm really
And especially
interested.
winning it 14 times, right?
Yeah.
The bad thing for him was like at a certain point, the FBI investigated, and then they at the end they arrested him,
Okay.
but not even for winning the lottery.
Oh, really?
It was because of not paying the taxes.
Ouch. Wow.
And there are always like different things, of course, you have to consider. But in this case, since some countries have taxes on lottery winnings.
True.
So, because he wanted to optimize his winnings, that's how he started cheating more or less like on the tax authorities, right? So they got him for this. But let's go back to the idea, like how he won the lottery
14 times.
14 times. And that's, of course, if you're winning one after another, I mean, then authorities or people in general get suspicious, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
that
why
is-
it's always the same guy or the same family or whatever it is, right? I think he even hired his sons to help him and stuff like that.
Wow.
So years back, you always have, if you think about the lottery, obviously they have like odds, right? I mean, that the odds are like 1 out of whatever, 5 million or 100 million or whatever it is in between. But I mean, there are odds. And now, if you want to beat the odds, if you want to really make sure that you're winning, then you have to buy all the lottery tickets. meaning
wow.
you have to play all the different combinations. So assuming that a lottery has like the chance of winning like round about like 1 to 5 million, then obviously you have to play the 5 million different lottery combinations. So for each entry, you have to pay.
True.
So let's say, okay, you have like the 5 million entries. Then you have to pay, and the lottery ticket is, let's say, $1. Then you have to pay $5 million. Okay. Now, the interesting thing is like lotteries have like this rollover. Like Millionaire, for example, for everybody, I mean, you obviously know that the jackpot increases every week by 500,000 if it's not won.
True.
If the jackpot is not won, it increases. So it's like starting with 50 million dirhams, then it's like 50.5, then it's 51, and so on. So increasing. And this happens to other lotteries as well. Now, when you start, usually, the jackpot would not cover the 5 million you have to spend on playing all the combinations.
True.
Right? So makes no sense. But if you monitor these lotteries worldwide, and then you see like, oh, wait a minute, this lottery is the rollover, so the jackpot increased so much that now I can make money out of it, because if I have to spend, let's say the jackpot rollover is at only 6 million, right? Then spending 5 million means I'm making $1 million.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this gentleman, you can imagine, it's not easy. You have to hire people to fill out the lottery tickets.
True.
5 million combination, it takes a while to hand it in. And then you have to find a way how to process it. Because, if you come like with 5 million lottery tickets or entries to a lottery kiosk and say like, please scan it for me. And at this time, we didn't have internet and all this kind of stuff, right? So it was really old fashioned, I would say.
Yeah.
And then you have like, I don't know, like it's a container full of paper, I would say, right? You cannot come to a lottery ticket. So you need people to help you. So you need people to fill out this. You cannot make any mistake, because, if you are making a mistake, maybe this is the combination
it could
that's coming up, because you never know.
Yeah.
So you have to really make sure that you basically winning, having all the combinations signed in these papers. Yeah, so this guy started doing this. He was monitoring, he was doing his exercise and stuff like that. And then he was like starting to operate this. And then if you're doing this on a small lotteries, right, and you win once in a while, nobody cares. But this guy, started his business more or less and I think he started like with winning $100,000 in the first year, and then he increased it, and after 5 years I think he won even, I don't know, like 10 million in a year. So then obviously he had a really nice living, but again he didn't pay the taxes. Now, to avoid the taxes, what he did is like he split the ticket, because you can sell the prices, right? He was basically having other people winning for him. So instead of like cashing in $1 million, the people just said like, okay, I have like less than the tax occurs. Let's say you have like whatever, 100,000 is tax free, and then afterwards you have to pay. So he made sure that it's less. But this obviously didn't work at the end.
Oh,
different story. But that's the fun part where he got arrested for. But yeah, so, and then he was like trying to do this, having like, he was visiting in a week like hundreds of different kiosks, to hand in the tickets and stuff like that. And yeah, it worked out. And one of the very last, I think it was his biggest coup he did, he had the problem that he had like a portion of the tickets was not processed.
Oh.
And now everybody understands where the risk starts. Even so, it was a brilliant system. And even so, I would consider this amazing.
Yeah.
The problem starts when these, let's say, portion of tickets, let's stick with the 5 million, and if it's only 100,000 tickets, if your combination is within the 100,000 tickets not processed properly and not in the lottery company system, and the number comes up, you're losing everything, right? I mean, you bought tickets for 4.9 million, but you're winning nothing because, I mean, the combination in the 100,000 tickets, I mean, wasn't processed. So at this point, you see already the risk. And then, like, from our point of view, of course, and at this time, and that's, by the way, where Millionaire is amazing, because we have this feature of secure your jackpot, right?
Yeah.
But now you assume, and I was talking a lot today about these things, but I mean, if you think about it, you buy for 5 million tickets, you know the jackpot is 6 million, and then you have a second winner.
Yeah,
so you have to split the jackpot.
Yeah.
And then you're losing again. So it's always based on because now you see there is a risk, no matter what. So you spending 5 million and then you only get 3 million because you have to split the jackpot. And this is the good thing if it's only one person. But I mean, sometimes I think in one of the podcasts we figured out that we had 11 winners in one of the, in the past in some lotteries. 11 winners sharing the jackpot. So then, of course, like your winning is getting low. So we have two risks. First of all, I mean, it has to be processed properly. Second, of course, like if you have more winners in the jackpot, then you are unlucky.
Wow.
And you're losing a lot of money.
True.
So it was literally brilliant from this guy. There are other examples, but I mean, I think he was like really good in what he did. As a matter of fact, it's not that easy anymore because most of the lottery companies adjusted their terms and conditions, so you cannot buy these bulk of tickets anymore.
Yeah.
Obviously, computers will find out. Like we are all using like modern systems, computer systems that flag if somebody's buying like whatever 100,000 tickets right away. Even when we see like these things are coming on or going on, we would investigate, of course. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the guy did it.
Yes.
It was not illegal at this time.
Yeah, he didn't break the
because
rules.
he didn't break the rules. He bought lottery tickets, right?
Just played it till the edge, and
Yeah.
his success reshaped
Yeah.
lottery policies in future.
But of course, it's against the idea of lottery, where basically we are giving dreams and hope to the people. So this is very plain business oriented forward, I would say.
Yeah, but sounds like an interesting. I mean, they could make a movie out of this.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I think like there are other people that try to beat the lottery. Like it's but it's always like a matter of like, or me as a lottery designer, what you mentioned before, like I know there is honestly not a proper way you can increase your chances by just buying more tickets. Let's say you can increase your chances by playing, for example, numbers that didn't come before. Or you believe in like your luck, so you play the numbers that are always coming up. But it's at the end of the day, if you look at a single draw, the odds are always the same.
Wow.
And if people say like, and we have this when we look at this, sometimes people like playing like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? Sounds not very thoughtful,
Yeah.
but the odds are the same like if you take a random number.
True.
And I know that you interviewed a guy just the other day where he said he picked the random numbers. He did not
Yes.
pick anything like birthdays or something like that.
Yeah, Mr. Sinol, he was one of the few guys who just did an auto select and the system chose the number, and he actually won 5,000 dirhams. So there you have it.
Yeah. So even though you have strategies, it's interesting, but it's in the long run it will not work because, and it's not the purpose of hope and lotteries and dreaming and this.
Also, it's a very interesting thing for lotteries, especially like Oh Millionaire, to put limits because people can get this knowledge.
Yeah.
Knowledge is powerful, but if somebody tries to copy it or do it, can probably fail miserably.
Yeah.
And ruin their lives. So it's also done in order to protect the people. So yeah, knowledge is powerful, but public policy is even faster.
Yeah. But this story of this person that really did it on purpose, with the right ideas, with the right math, with all this stuff. I mean, the people he had to hire, and like he had like sometimes he had like basically a concert hall full of tables of people like filling out the lottery tickets. He even got investors that believed in the system, because I mean, if you have like to pay like the 5 million, or if the odds are like up to 100 million, I think like 100 million is at this time was probably too much. But let's say 10 million, you need to get the money from somehow, right? From somewhere, and somebody has to pay for it. And then if you have like investors, then you have to pay the investors. I mean, there might be some. I mean, at the end of the day, he made money.
True.
But just thinking of the brain of having all these operations, and at the end of the day, it was not illegal. That's the funny part about it.
Wow. Well, there you have it. An interesting story about a guy who beat the odds. Well, you don't have to beat the odds, but you can just participate, play the lottery, double and secure a jackpot, and wait and watch and hope that you win the lottery. Thank you so much for this beautiful story about this particular gentleman.
You're welcome. And you know what? If he would have like the double your jackpot and secure your jackpot, it would have been much easier for him.
True.
So lucky he was before our time.
Yeah, and lucky for you that you can double and secure
You
the
still
jackpot.
can do it. Yes.
Great.
Right.
And most importantly, remember, you can't win
If you don't play.